y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This is your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, y'all. Before we get going on our video, y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, share the video, turn on your notifications, and follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. Also, if you got a breakdown or a prediction video you want me to do, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. And please be sure to check out our live shows every single Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time with the Singing OG, KQKC Boxing Network. But let's get to the video. So, Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis, man. Should this fight take place? Should Terence Crawford take on Jaron Ennis? Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So, I was reading this article. Where Jaron Ennis, his father, Bozy Ennis, had this to say about Jaron Ennis wanting to fight Terence Crawford. He says, I agree with that. Said Bozy Ennis to YSM Sports Media on Terence Crawford should fight Boots Ennis next because neither guy has a scheduled fight right now. That's what should be next, says Bozy Ennis. But then again, I understand what Crawford is trying to do. He's trying to get a bigger fight and more money. So I don't fault him for that. Porter retired. Everybody is not available to him, said Bozy when asked who should Jaron Ennis fight if he can't get Crawford to face him. He says, yep, and they're going to keep pushing too, said Bozy Ennis on the likelihood that boxing fans will continue to push Crawford to face Boots Ennis in the coming months. But you know boxing. No, I don't see it happening. Nah, boxing is something, man. It's all about politics. You play a hell of a game, and you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, we'll fight him. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. When he was asked if they'll fight Crawford right now. What else they got on here? And that's pretty much it. So long story short, Team Ennis wants to fight, but they don't believe the fight will happen. And whether or not I believe the fight will happen, that's really not up for debate. I don't think Terence Crawford going to fight Jaron Ennis, right? But the question that we're attempting to answer in this video and the point we're trying to make is, should he fight Jaron Ennis? And I've been thinking about this because I was at a mindset to where I don't mind him waiting to see what happens between Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas to, just wait and fight for undisputed. But then again, I had to really think about it, and I'm all for fighters not waiting around for other fighters, bro. I don't like that shit. And so I don't like the idea of Terence Crawford waiting, putting his legacy in the hands of another fight. Because let's say, like, it's boxing, right? So let's say Yordenis Ugas wins but suffers an injury, or Errol Spence wins but suffers an injury, or Yordenis Ugas wins but Errol Spence has a rematch clause, right? Or it's a draw and they run it back again, you know what I'm saying? So putting your, and these are all things that are viable things that could happen. Like Yordenis Ugas ain't no pushover. That's a tough ass fight. He can win that fight. And there's the B side. Errol Spence might want a rematch clause. He might have a rematch clause, and they may have to run that back. And so now, if you Terence Crawford, you waited to see what would happen with that fight. Now you gotta go look for an opponent anyway, right? Or Errol Spence could win and be injured, or Yordenis Ugas could win or be injured. As I said, it could be a draw, and it could push back the fight that we are waiting on. So if you Terence Bud Crawford, why wait around on these fighters, bro? Why wait around on these fighters to see what happens between them when you can stay sharp, get another bag, and build your own legacy, right? And so for me, it's the same argument that I make for Demetrius Andrade. It's the same argument that I make for Jamal Charlo. It's the same argument that I make for David Benavidez, so forth and so on, right? And that is, everybody shouldn't just be waiting around on Canelo Alvarez, bro. Everybody shouldn't be waiting around on Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford shouldn't just be waiting around on Errol Spence or Yordenis Ugas. Continue to build your legacy. Continue to build your resume. And Jaron Ennis is a great candidate for that, in my opinion. Especially if you consider realistic opponents, right? Jaron Ennis and his team, his father, who's his trainer, who obviously would know whether or not Jaron Ennis wants to fight. I've heard Jaron Ennis say he don't care who it is between Spence, Ugas, Crawford. He just wants shot. He feel like he can beat all those guys, which is the type of talk I love to hear. So my thing is this, bro. My thing is this. If you Terence Crawford, why not take on the tough challenge? Why not continue to build your resume? Why not fight somebody who, last I checked, let me just make sure, because I think this article is inaccurate. This article that I'm reading says that Jaron Ennis is ranked number 5 in the WBO. But I believe he's ranked number 2. Last time I looked at it, but we can look at it right here in real time so we can know that we're accurate. You know what I mean? We don't want to give any bad information, but it's a damn good fight. You know, it's a chance for Terence Crawford to put on a great performance against somebody that a lot of fans think highly of, right? And as I was saying, hold on, there we go. As I was saying, it's one of those things where I asked the same thing of, yeah, he's number 2. Jaron Ennis is number 2 right now in the WBO welterweight rankings. The number 1 fighter in the WBO welterweight rankings, Virgil Ortiz, already has a fight coming up against Michael McKesson. So you go right down the list, you pick the number 2 person, and you stay active. That's how champions move. That's how they should move, in my opinion, right? And the point I was trying to make before I got sidetracked looking this up is this, bro. Terence Bud Crawford needs to fight without waiting on other fighters. He needs to build his own legacy and without waiting on Errol Spence or Yordenis Ugas, because ain't nobody waiting on him. Errol Spence running around here unifying. You know, Ugas coming off the Pacquiao fight, he unifying. Ain't nobody waiting around on Terence Crawford, bro. They all unifying, and when they get to him, they get to him, right? And so for him, fighting Jaron Ennis is the same thing we asked Andrade and Charlo to do. Like, y'all need to fight each other. Quit waiting around on Canelo. It's the same thing we want Benavidez to do at 168. Look, bro, go fight Caleb Plant. See if you can beat him worse than Canelo did. Don't just wait around on Canelo. It's the same thing we asking Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol to do. Don't wait on Canelo to come down to 175. He said he going to cruiserweight. Why don't y'all just unify? You know what I'm saying? Why don't one of y'all fight Zurdo Ramirez? Why don't one of y'all get in there with Joe Smith Jr., especially you, Artur Beterbiev, because Joe Smith Jr. is a top-ranked fighter, and so are you. That's an easy-ass fight to make. If you really want to keep it a buck, y'all should be unifying the division and make Canelo have to come see one of y'all. It's the same thing with Terence Crawford. You eliminated a potential opponent from Errol Spence by beating Jaron Ennis. You stop a young, hungry lion, be the first person to potentially beat him. And you showing that you ain't got to wait around on nobody, bro. You ain't got to wait around on nobody. This notion that, and I had it too, I was like, man, I just want to see Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. That's the fight I really want to see. Like, I get that shit because that's the one I want to see. But here's the thing. If you Terence Crawford and you can't beat Jaron Ennis, then shit, you and Errol Spence wasn't the real fight. Jaron Ennis and Errol Spence is the real fight. If you Errol Spence and you can't beat Yordenis Ugas, then you and Terence Crawford ain't the real fight. If y'all are truly the 2 best, y'all should be taking on and beating any and every competitor. And as I said about all these fighters, I want you fighting top contenders that we all think highly of or champions, bro. One side is doing that. The other side, Terence Crawford seems like people just want him to wait around. So my opinion was just wait on Errol Spence because selfishly, I want Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. But as a boxing fan, what's better, bro? Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas, and then the winner fight Terence Crawford, or Errol Spence versus Yordenis Ugas, Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis, and then the 2 winners fight each other. What's better for boxing? I prefer 3 big fights. I prefer 3 great fights. That's what I prefer. Remember, I told y'all, I was like, shit, what's better for the heavyweight division? Just Tyson Fury skipping out on his contract with Deontay Wilder and fighting Anthony Joshua, or we get Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, the winners fight each other. It's better for boxing. I think the heavyweight division is better. Number 1, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder gave us a Fight of the Year candidate. Number 2, Alexander Usyk pulls the upset over Anthony Joshua, so we're getting a rematch in that one. And whoever wins that fight in all likelihood, will be right there ready to take on Tyson Fury for undisputed. We get more good heavyweight fights. More fights is always better than less fights, in my opinion. So I believe Jaron Boots Ennis and Terence Crawford should fight, but I don't think they will, bro. You know, his fans like to call it high risk, low reward. High risk, low reward is what boxing fans would like to say when they don't want to see their favorite fighter fight nobody. Like David Benavidez for Canelo Alvarez. High risk, low reward. What does he bring to the table is what I hear, right? What does he bring to the table? And this is the point that I was making yesterday, right? In boxing, picking and choosing your opponents, I don't like that shit. The only time I don't criticize it is when you taking on the best. So I'm not going to criticize a unification fight. I'm not going to criticize Canelo Alvarez fighting Caleb Plant. He fighting another champion. I'm not going to criticize Kambosos fighting Devin Haney. Or Kambosos even fighting Lomachenko. I have a fight that I prefer more, but that's the best fighters fighting each other. I'm not going to criticize that shit. I'm not going to criticize Errol Spence Jr. taking on Yordenis Ugas for a 3-belt unification fight, and potentially the ring could be on the line. You don't know, because the ring was going to be on the line for Pacquiao and Errol Spence. They may put it on the line for this belt. So we could potentially have 3, or they might put it on the line for this fight, I should say. We could potentially have 3 belts on the line, the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF on top of the ring belt in that fight. So I'm not going to criticize that fight. And that's what it would offer. Like, people find a way to criticize, and that's the thing it would offer Terence Crawford, just like what Shawn Porter offered. An opponent that he could go against, that he could beat, to, again, prove that he's one of the best in the world, and also put somebody on his resume that, no, I don't care if you hate Terence Crawford. I don't care if you absolutely love Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford beating Jaron Boots Ennis, no one would criticize him. You cannot criticize that opponent, bro. You just can't. People find a way to criticize Jose Benavidez. Oh, one leg. Oh, he had one leg. People criticize the Jeff Horn win. Oh, he really lost to Pacquiao. Jeff Horn was trash, right? People criticize Amir Khan, the victory over Amir Khan. Oh, Amir Khan had already been knocked out. Amir Khan was chinny. He quit. He's this, he's that. He was never really good, right? They criticize Mean Machine. Oh, did you see what Virgil Ortiz, a prospect, did to Mean Machine? He did him worse than Terence Bud Crawford. Mean Machine was coming off a draw. He was never really that good, right? We all hear it, bro. They criticize Kell Brook. Oh, Kell Brook hadn't been at the weight class in 2 or 3 years. Which, these are all facts, because I agree with everything that I'm saying. But Jaron Boots Ennis, like Shawn Porter, there's no criticism for that. If you criticize Terence Crawford's victory over Shawn Porter, or you criticize his victory over if he were to take on and beat Jaron Boots Ennis, you just a hater, in my opinion. And y'all know we don't get down like that. So, should the fight happen? Do I want it to happen? Yeah, bro. I want to see Terence Crawford versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Do I think it's going to happen? Hell no. I don't think the fight going to happen. I don't think the fight going to happen. I think Terence Crawford will probably take a lighter touch if he fight at all. Or he may just wait, you know, do the wiser choice and wait to see what happens between Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas. But that's my thoughts on the situation, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment down below. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Turn on your notifications. Follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. If you got a breakdown or a prediction video you want me to do, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. And with that, we out of here. Peace out.